Hello, thank you, and we apologize for the hiccup. But as we were just talking about, obstacles and challenges and changes come our way, and how we deal with it says a lot about who we are and how we're going to be. So, thank you for hanging tight, and let's pick back up where we left off. I was saying that I was watching an episode on Gaia TV about global transformation, and the speaker was saying that from 2012 to 2018, that 2012 timeframe where the media tried to make it sound like it was the end of the world. In reality, it was just the end of a cycle, and we were entering another cycle in the universe and in the cycle of life, right? And from 2012 to 2018, we did a download of divine information into the body. And whether you were conscious of it or not, it was happening. So then the body says, it was kind of like you download all this light into the body, and the body says, okay, that's great. But what do I do with all this darkness now? Like, it has to go somewhere, right? And so 2018 marked or started a 2-year cycle of releasing that darkness. It has to go somewhere, and it's not going to be pretty, and it's going to be emotional, and it's going to be scary, and it's going to be ugly, because it's got to go. We don't need that anymore, right? And so when it comes to facing the shadow, facing the darkness, facing that cave, facing that fear, facing that challenge, you don't do it without the fear. You do it with the fear. You hold that fear's hand and you say, we're going in there, and we're going to take care of this. We're going to tackle this together. So you bring fear with you and you hold them by the hand. And I know that there's a lot going on in the world right now, and you may feel heavy and you may feel sad, and you may want to feel compelled to want to do something. So what I want to invite you is just do something for yourself. You must first bring peace and balance to yourself before you can bring peace and balance to the rest of the world. You're no good to anyone or anything or any cause if you are not well yourself. Whatever you're not willing to do for yourself, you can't do for the rest of the world. And so I want to invite you to jot these questions down. This is questions that if you can find the answer and you can begin to kind of tackle some of these things, you will be acting as your own change agent. So the first question is, what are you afraid of? And again, you may take a journal, you may take a piece of paper and just kind of jot it down. I had a theory that said that, let's say you have 5 fears. 5 fears, 6, 3, whatever that is, whatever the number is for you. What's your whale of a fear? What is your biggest fear? What's the thing that scares you the most? If you go after that one and you surpass it, if you transcend it, transmute it, if you overcome it, all the rest of them fall off, because fear is fear. So if you take care of the biggest one, the other ones seem very little in comparison. So again, what are you afraid of? Write it down, and then I invite you to pick the one that scares you the most and begin to a process or a journey. Be willing to go into that storm. The next question is, what do you need to forgive yourself for? What do you need to forgive yourself for? Again, make a list. It may be one thing. It doesn't matter how big the list is. And then take the journey of working through that. What are you ashamed of? What are you ashamed of? What part of you are you denying? What are you ashamed of? What are you grieving for? What are you grieving for? And again, I'm seeing some of the comments. Number 2 is a heavy one. Yes, probably all of this will be very heavy. My invitation to you is approach it the same way you approach meditation, without judgment, neutral, and without an expectation of an outcome, without thinking about how am I going to get that done. Don't even worry about any of that. That's not where we are. Don't look at the whole staircase. Just look at the very next step, the very first step. And it's just writing this stuff down, doing an assessment, right? So don't worry about how you're going to get it done. Let's just write it down. The first step is identification. Then we can work on this identification. So the first step. So I was on question 3. What are you ashamed of? And then question 4, what are you grieving for? What are you grieving for? The 5th question is, what lies are you telling yourself? You know, we're experts about justifying things and rationalizing things. So what lies are you telling yourself? You know, is there a truth that you need to accept that you haven't? You know, so lies and accepting truth kind of go hand in hand. The next question is, what attachments do you have? What attachments do you have, and are you willing to let them go? And this is always confusing because we think that we have to physically let go of someone or something, and that may be the case. But it could also be letting them go here, and the concept that you have for them, the expectations that you have of them, or who you want them to be for you, or what you want the situation to be for you. So it may be something physical that you may have to let go, but it could also be the attachment, the grasping of that thing, right? Maybe letting that go. And the last one, and this is going to be an ongoing journey, is knowing and trusting the oneness of it all. You know, taking those moments to connect with the oneness, with letting go of the illusion of separation. Okay, and that's going to be an ongoing thing. So again, just to quickly review, what are you afraid of? What do you need to forgive yourself for? What are you ashamed of? What are you grieving for? What lies are you telling yourself, or what truth are you not accepting? What attachments do you have, and are you willing to let them go? And then know and trust the oneness of it all. Let go of that illusion of separation. And listen, if you're going through something difficult right now, again, I just want to invite you to challenge it, to be willing to go through it. Don't judge yourself if you can't do it right now. Don't judge yourself if you can't overcome it. Just keep showing up. Keep showing up, because each time it's not the same person that shows up to face it. It's a newer one, and a reborn perhaps, and maybe a transformed one, and maybe a little bit stronger person. Just keep showing up to it. And also, don't be afraid to do a 180 or a shift to the left or a pivot to the right, even if you feel that something is like, oh man, but I'm all in on this. I've already been so committed here, or I'm kind of already 2 years into this decision, or everything's been set, or everything's ready to go. Like, don't be afraid to change directions if something in you is telling you, again, that change agent, that inside man or woman is telling you, this is no longer serving me. This is done. I feel it. So no matter how all in you are, you can always turn back. You can always turn left. You can always turn right. And I just want to let you know that there's no amount of comfort and certainty that is worth you staying in a situation that no longer serves you. Don't care how afraid you are. Just know that if you're in it, it's serving a purpose and it's for your highest good. And I would like to end this talk with my favorite and all-time favorite affirmation, which says, all is well in my world. Everything is working out for my highest good. Out of this situation, only good will come. I am safe. All is well in my world. Everything is working out for my highest good. Out of this situation, only good will come. I am safe. And please write that down. Reach out to me if you need me to send it to you again, because I have unwavering faith about that. I know that no matter how difficult the journey gets, that it is happening for my highest good, that it's going to grow me, that it's going to transform me, and that I am safe. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for showing up, for being here. I hope you can take something from here. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I love you, and I send you blessings and light for your journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Angel. Thank you all for being here with us. For those of you who are back, I'm going to take a moment to go within, to focus on ourselves, our breath, our change. So won't you just take a quiet breath or two? Allow your heart, your mind to open. Allow yourself, your body to relax. Feel this free flow of spirit of love moving through you right now. Allow this affirmation. I am safe. All is well. To filter in and through every cell and fiber of your being. And as we sometimes feel this separation, in this moment I invite you to rest and relax and release any illusion that you are separate from Source, from the divine, from love, from perfection. That you know that you are perfect, whole, and complete just as you are. Filled with divine love. This is who you are and who you have always been. One with the Holy One, one with the divine, one with all of life. And won't you take this moment to feel this fullness of spirit flowing in and through the room that you are sitting in, the chair that you are sitting in, the floor that you are upon, the body that you inhabit. See with the eyes of your heart, with renewed clarity, that you are connected to the all and the everything. You may be reminded, as the monkey mind does, of the obstacles and the challenges. As we remember those who have suffered, those who are living in turmoil, as we honor and acknowledge the pain and the sadness that exists in our world right now. But we also breathe into love, into the heart, into the potential for goodness in everything. We feel this newness of energy infecting and affecting everything and everyone around us with hope, love, and faith. And with a breath, won't you feel the truth of this as you rest in the silence now? And now, and now. And from this place of peace, of power, of remembering, won't you send your love out into the world? Send your love as a blessing, as you have been blessed. Seeing others as you have been seen, as divine sparks of the sacred, perfect, whole, and complete. Open and willing to perceive and receive this truth of our oneness today and tomorrow and all of our tomorrows. And so it is.
Please give thanks. In all things give thanks. 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 In all things give thanks. In all things give thanks. In all things give thanks. 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 In all things give thanks. Give thanks for the gifts of life. The one light shines through all of creation, with hands and hearts open wide. We lift our voices in celebration. In all things give thanks. Thanks, thanks. In all things give thanks. In all things give thanks.
And so we, holding our love offerings in our hands and in our hearts, we lift them up. We offer them with the blessing, I give to you, O Spirit, as you have given to me, with heart wide open. Together, I give to you, O Spirit, as you have given to me, with heart wide open. So this is an opportunity for you to take a moment to give back to the celebration circle, so that we can continue to offer this virtual experience with all its bumps and challenges. And consider that as an opportunity for you to do your part to keep love, to keep oneness out here, out in our world, sharing it. So thank you for that. When we lift up the offerings, we lift up the names and situations in the prayer, on the prayer list, knowing that all is well and all shall be well in all manner of things. And so it is. And now we're going to bring back Chris, we hope. I'm going to have to do a little refresh here for a moment, and I think we'll get him back.
All right. Very, very good. Okay, I think I'm live. I hope I'm live. I know I'm alive, so that's a good thing. Okay, so I have one more song for you guys, and this is a song called "Weapon of Love." And I'm one of those people that believe that inside each and every one of us, we have a secret weapon. And I believe that weapon is love, and not just the sort of the esoteric or hippie version of love, but I think in each of us, we have our own practical way of showing others love. And so if we're fighting against anger or fear or depression, or insert whatever it is you're fighting that's colliding with what's going on inside of your heart, this song kind of says, pull the trigger on your weapon of love. In other words, make a decision, make a choice, love over anger, love over fear. All right, let me sing it for you. It's called Weapon of Love. It goes like this. Turn on the news, can't fight the blues, no common sense anymore. I'm filled with anger, I'm filled with fear, I got my back to the door. Tidal waves, crashing waves of politics coming down. What are you gonna do? Float on love, hate, and drown. Pull the trigger on your weapon of love. Pull the trigger on your weapon of love. The weapon of love. Fight against a fearful soul with punk and rock and roll. Guitar sing, guitar sting. I like it when it's out of control. I turn my anger into love, some kind of raging love. Can't fight hate with more hate. Oh, what are you thinking of? Pull the trigger on your weapon of love. Pull the trigger on your weapon of love. Here she come walking down the street. Hear the tower bells chime to the sound of her feet. Here she come walking down the street. Hear the tower bells chime to the sound of her feet. She got a weapon of love in her heart. In her heart, a secret weapon of love. Your weapon of love. Your weapon of love. There you go.
We're going to have to get together. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Chris, for sharing your weapon of love. Thank you, Angel, for sharing your guidance on the process of change. And thank you, those of you who stayed with us throughout this process of dealing with the technological changes and bumps. And as we feel all there is to feel in these times of drastic and radical change, we know there is one presence, one power, which is unchanging, and that's the power of love. So won't you join us in a closing circle?
As we hold hands up to each other together, we sing, love is the only power.
Love is the only power. Love is the only way. Love, 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 love. Watch our circle grow. Love is the only power. Love is the only way. Love, 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 love. Watch our circle grow. Go in peace. Grow in peace.
And
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you for being with us. Blessings, and we will see you next Sunday right here on Facebook Live at 11 a.m. Central Time. See you then.
Watch our circle.